How's the bacon, did you say?
Batistuta! Oh, what a fantastic hit!
Roy Keane on Haaland.
Here's Sancho.
Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Prawn Sandwich Podcast. I thought I was going to mess it up then, Dilla. We've just been talking before we went live how Dill once messed it up when we were recording, and I genuinely thought I was going to trip over my words.
Emphasis
Anyway.
on once, by the way. Like, never let it down.
It was. I'm your host, Jamie Jackson, joined by Dylan McKenzie and Nathan Cupid.
Hello.
How's it going, boys?
Hi, everybody.
Today we're doing another player profile, and it's been my choice again. We've all been pretty excited about this one, as is a proper pod favorite. It's Gabriel Batistuta, or Batigol, as more commonly known, I guess. Sticking to the Argentina theme because I chose Tevez on my last one as well. I've just got a proper love for Argentina forwards, it seems. But yeah, so we'll be going through the career of Gabriel Batistuta, talking about some of our favourite moments and stuff, just the usual stuff that we've done on our previous player profiles. Have you had good fun researching this one, lads?
Loved it.
Oh,
I normally do. So for like listeners and that, I've got like a little book that I always use, and I always do like one page, and then my 11 goes on the other page. For this, and I've got 2.5 pages, then squeeze my 11 onto the bottom of the third. I absolutely loved it.
That's impressive. Like, that is impressive.
love it.
It's just been a sheer like goal montage porn fest.
Oh.
Like the past week. Like I've been back at work and had a little break, so I thought I'll fire it on my desk and sit and watch Gabriel Batistuta's best Serie A goals compilation. And I had like 2 other members of staff just around us, and we're all just like, "Oh God, he was some player, wasn't he?"
Like, I have genuinely felt like I've been 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old again. Like, just, oh.
It's been such a joy, and like I don't know about yous, but you see, when I was growing up in the 90s, like I always thought Fiorentina must have been like this massive club. They weren't really, yeah.
Nah.
And so,
Nah.
like the loyalty had to stay there for so long. Like we'll get into it obviously as we like move through his career, but like some of their league finishes in that time were piss poor. Like,
Oh, it's the whole set. Like we call it the Big Six. Like with our lot, but back then the Italians obviously give everything a nickname, and it was the Seven Sisters because there's 7 teams that could win the league at any point. Like, unreal.
it's mad. Like as I say, I always thought they were a massive club, and they'd only won like they had one Serie A in the past, but it was like once in the 60s and once in the 50s.
Something like that.
But anyway, back to Batigol, born on the 1st of February 1969. Could have been a lot different for him, couldn't he? He had more interest in being a basketballer apparently when he was younger.
Yep. Because of his
And,
height.
yeah, absolute beast, like 6'1", and then when you watch the footage of him back, it was so fast as well.
Oh,
Like
just
I didn't realize what a fast player he was. Like I don't
the
remember
spring
him being
as
that
well.
fast.
The spring in his jump as well, so you could definitely tell he'd make a good basketballer.
Just
Yeah.
so athletic. So athletic.
Machine.
Started off his career as most top Argentina forwards do at Newell's Old Boys. Before obviously moving on and playing in Europe. But he did play, he's one of the few players that actually played for both River Plate and Boca Juniors whilst in Argentina, and made the move from River to Boca after obviously leaving Newell's. At Newell's Old Boys, it was quite nice to see that it was Bielsa that he played under. His first year there, though, he struggled because it wasn't his local club, was it? So I've lost a page here. I was on a roll then.
You struggled to play Bielsa ball.
But his one season at Newell's anyway, 7 goals in 24 league appearances before getting a move to River Plate. Again, he struggled at River Plate as well, only getting 4 goals in 21 before getting his move to Boca. It was that season, that 1990-91 season of Boca Juniors that really got his reputation up. 19 goals in 47 appearances in all competitions, and of course winning the Argentina Primera division with them there. Like a lot of Argentina players at the time, it was like a foot in the door in Europe, wasn't it? That you moved to Spain, you moved to Italy.
Yeah.
Rules in England were a bit different back then, and obviously the Premier League hadn't really kicked in all this money, and English football wasn't really an attractive option for foreign players at the time, really, was it? They were only just back in Europe. So after years of being banned from playing in European competition after high school, it was you didn't get many foreign players in English league at the time. But it was Fiorentina, of course, that took a chance from him after his glowing appearances in the 1991 Copa America for Argentina. We're going to move on to his international career a little bit later on. But yeah, so Fiorentina in Serie A, 13 goals in his debut season. Fiorentina themselves, though, were struggling a bit at the time. Not really a team full of star players, obviously. They just lost Baggio a couple of years before to Juventus. And I think they had Diego Fusa was the top scorer of the season before Batigol joined from midfield with like 9 goals. So, but sign him, and well, the rest is history when it comes to Fiorentina and Batigol, isn't it?
Yeah, pure.
I've
got a nice quote here if you want it.
Go on then, fire away.
So just for people, I've been reading a book called Calcio's Greatest Forwards, and this quote is, well, it's given by, it was in Summit on a Time, but it's given by Giancarlo Rinaldi, and it's Guerrero Mardomo Duranella Lotta Lenelamino, described as a never defeated warrior, strong in the battle but loyal in the spirit, and that was how we liked him.
Unreal.
Something just so romantic.
Talk
about football, isn't it?
I read that, I was like, Jesus. Oh,
they only finished 12th in that first season with him there.
It's better than the second season.
Better than the second season, indeed. In the 92-93 season, because back then Serie A only had 18 teams in, and the bottom 3 still went down. Fiorentina finished 16th, relegated. Batistuta got 19 goals though in the league that year. A lot of talk at the time. Apparently, when you look back, interest from the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona. But I think it's like you just said in that quote there. It's that word loyalty.
Yeah.
Like it's still young there. He's only 23, 24.
Yeah.
Hot property. Scoring 19 goals in the early 90s in the Serie A. Like even if he was relegated, that's
But you've got to think as well, like Italian football wasn't exactly like what it is now, where like most strikers can get a handful of goals in Italy now, whereas back then you'd be looking at it, if you're a striker, you'd be considered outstanding if you've got 10 goals in a season. Like the standard of defending in the 90s in Italy is ridiculous.
Especially the earlier 90s. I think once they started getting the better forwards going, and the Italian football changed a bit.
Completely.
They had, well, they did, didn't they? They had the best forwards in the world, basically.
Oh yeah,
Like,
best league in the world.
During that entire decade, yeah. This European Super League that they've been talking about recently, there was a European Super League in the 1990s, and it was Serie A.
It was unreal.
But he stuck with them despite relegation in that 92-93 season. 'Cause back then, Serie A was, well, they didn't have the best forwards in the world, basically. But he stuck with them despite relegation in that 92-93 season. 'Cause back then, Serie A was, well, they didn't have the best forwards in the world, basically. scoring 16 goals in 26 league games in Serie B to help them get promoted. And it was around that time as well that was the World Cup at the end of. I know we said we'd touch on his international career a bit later on, but I think we'd have to mention it given the fact it was the tournament where Maradona got booted out for his fiendish antics. But Batistuta, bit of a star of that World Cup.
Yeah.
I remember you once saying on a previous pod that Batistuta was always top scorer in the World Cup as long as he was actually in the World Cup.
Yeah.
It wasn't until after he got, obviously, Argentina get eliminated that people would overtake him as top goal scorers. So, obviously, Ball Italia and Channel 4 was maybe just quite fresh to the TV screens back here then, but obviously World Cups are televised all over the world, so his reputation on a world stage after that World Cup must surely have grown massively.
Yeah, definitely.
It was the following season, the 94-95 season, that like his numbers really started hitting massive heights. 26 league goals in 32 league games.
This is most prolific in Serie A, that isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was the only time he was top scorer in the actual division itself.
With Claudio Ranieri as gaffer.
Yeah. Well, Claudio Ranieri said a really, really nice quote about him in his time at Fiorentina. Said if Fiorentina were playing in Europe, he'd be considered like for the Ballon d'Or every season. Is that good? Because they weren't finishing in high positions basically.
Yeah.
That 94-95 season, they finished 10th. They got to the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia, but they're not getting in Europe. It's mad. Like, as I say, I always considered them like
a big side.
Massive side.
Sorry, just to butt in for like the YouTubers and that. My camera keeps going off because hay fever's pure kicking my ass and no one needs to see me blow my nose. Just when everyone was wondering what the hell's going on.
He's muting his microphone to blow it off screen.
Yeah.
Off mic as well. So
I'm putting some graft on this episode.
Yeah. Such a class.
So sticking with his Fiorentina form, moving on from the 94-95 season. The 95-96 season was a bit of a turning point for Fiorentina, I feel, in the 90s. A fourth place finish, which obviously nowadays would get you Champions League, but it was all a bit different back then. You had to win the league, and then there was some runners-up that were lucky enough to enter qualifying rounds. And the rest would cipher down for UEFA Cup. But they actually won the Coppa Italia that year, which means the following season they will qualify for the Club World Cup. Gabriel Batistuta's first bit of silverware since moving to Europe and scoring a cool 26 goals in the 95-96 season as well.
Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable, man.
His figures just get a bit ridiculous after that.
I think he kind of like took the mantle, didn't he? I think he was kind of like, right, I'm sick to death of waiting for the ball to come to me. I'm just going to do it now.
Must be mint though, like 93, 94, and what you win Serie B, and then 95, 96, you're already winning 2 trophies and finishing fourth.
I think it's worth noting as well in 1994, that's when Rui Costa signed for Fiorentina.
Yeah.
So he scored 26 goals in Serie A in that 94-95 season with the addition of Rui Costa to that midfield.
Yeah.
Obviously he got a move to AC Milan. Just to touch on Rui Costa a sec, at the start of the millennium, it was like 30-year-old when he got that move to AC Milan. He was one of the best midfielders in Europe.
Yeah,
from like 1995 to 2000.
That's quality.
So again, like another player sticking loyal to Fiorentina in that time.
Must
Although,
be
like,
something about Florence.
it's the kits, eh? They've always got pure tidy kits.
And the other way.
Where were we? So won the Coppa Italia in the 95-96 season. Scored 19 goals in Serie A, 27 goals in all competitions. 96-97 season. So they had a hell of a run in the Cup Winners' Cup this year. Hell of a run in the Cup Winners' Cup. It was Barcelona that actually knocked them out in the semi-finals, and it was Barcelona that went on to win the tournament, who had a certain other iconic number 9 playing for them.
Won the Super Cup of that year as well. Missed
Yeah,
that
they did.
just before.
Well, but Batigol actually scored in the first leg of the semi-final, which was at the new camp.
Yeah.
But Barcelona obviously went on to win that tournament. I just forgot to mention that previous season where they won the Coppa Italia. When you were watching the game back, they played Inter in the semis and then Atalanta in the final. And the games were always over 2 legs, even the finals back then in Italy.
Yeah.
Batistuta scored in all 4 legs of the semi-finals and the final.
So good, man.
Yeah. We're not really talking in depth about his goals just yet because we've got a little segment later where we're going to go through our favourite goals. A couple of them will get mentioned, like probably while we're talking about them.
Oh. To be fair, there's 187 of them alone for Serie A, so you know what I mean.
Obscene. Obscene numbers. Despite getting to the semi-finals of the Cup Winners' Cup, though, in 96-97, it was 9th place in the league. Again, disappointing. And the round of 16 for the Coppa Italia. But it was after that, Ranieri left and Giovanni Trapattoni came in to manage Fiorentina around that time. Serial winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Signs Andrea Kanchelskis from Everton in that summer.
That's going to win the league. The problem was, like, when you're looking back at some of the squads that they had, like, obviously they've got Rui Costa in midfield and Gabriel Batistuta. They're going to be like the linchpins of these sides. There's never any like great defenders that jump out to you.
Nah.
You're reading through some of Fiorentina's squads.
Nah.
Like,
not at all.
We mentioned Thomas Repka there. Like, Thomas Repka wasn't a world-class centre back.
I was, mate. You tried telling West Ham fans that?
West Ham had awful finishes while they was there.
I think he could be maybe be accused of being like a big fish in a small pond, but and liking that kind of situation. Yeah. But he could definitely the goals speak for themselves. You know what I mean?
As an outsider looking in, I was very young at the time. But even growing up and you're a bit biased to the football that you grew up with. I've never looked at Fiorentina as a small pond.
Yeah.
Never have. And they were only ever in the Champions League once.
Yeah.
A bit like nowadays, Atalanta.
Yeah,
Atalanta have now been in the Champions League more times than Fiorentina ever were.
Yeah, but kids now will probably think Atalanta are a big team because they've played like Liverpool and that. But when they look back, 4 or 5 years ago, they'll be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like we're doing 20 years on. And you'd
be like,
Jesus, Atalanta.
Getting our pipes and our flat caps and slippers and all that on proper old men.
Back in my day, Atlanta were brilliant.
But that following season from the 9th place finish, there was redeemed some league form, finishing 5th in the league in 97-98, getting to the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia.
The Kanchelskis effect.
Kanchelskis effect, indeed. Batistuta getting 21 league goals in 31 league games, 24 in all competitions. But the following season was the 98-99 season must go down as like the biggest disappointment in Fiorentina's history.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was when the was at the start of the season where Batistuta scored in the first 11 games in the season.
Just
11
yeah,
games,
just straight out the cannon, straight out the cannon.
like straight from the off. They'd signed Edmundo, which proved to be a bit of a disaster in the end. To help take the pressure off him. I think Delivio returned at this point.
Yeah, Delivio was back.
Delivio was back. Toldo in goal. Obviously, Toldo's been a mainstay of this side for as long as Batistuta has. Just about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the season. You've got Trapattoni there. He's had a year to bed in. Batistuta is now like approaching the very peak of his career as what he should be, given the age. He's 29-year-old at this point. But Fiorentina are flying, absolutely flying all the way through this season. Again, it gets to around January, February, and Batistuta gets injured. And just like we mentioned in the recent Club World Cup tournament, Edmundo, who should have been stepping in to fill the void when his injury came in, was like, no. I'm going to the Rio Carnival for a few weeks. It's in my contract. And basically, the momentum was gone once Batistuta got injured.
Yeah, completely.
Season basically fell apart, and it took a lot to actually turn it back around. They did end up finishing third, which would qualify them for the following season's Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
But really, they should probably have won 8 games that season, which might not seem like a lot, but the lost games against AC Milan, Atlanta, funnily enough, at that important juncture in the season.
Yeah.
Especially as AC Milan went on to win the league with, I think, Lazio were runners-up. Fiorentina only just scraped third. Interesting fact about that season, they were in the UEFA Cup, and were in the back when it was like round of 32, round of 16.
Aye.
They won their game. They should have went through in the round of 32, but a fan threw a missile/bomb onto the pitch at a match official.
I read this.
Yeah, injured him. So as punishment, they got like kicked out of the tournament. Because I'm not being funny, with the squad they had, that UEFA Cup in the 98-99 season, like they'd have had a great chance of winning that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It's kind of, that's like a run where like Italian clubs were minting the UEFA Cup as well, weren't they? Like it's kind of like their cup.
Yeah, that decade, Parma won 2 UEFA Cups.
I think Inter beat Schalke, didn't they?
Yeah, Inter won UEFA Cup. Lazio won a Cup Winners' Cup and a UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
Juventus won a UEFA Cup, a Champions League. AC Milan won 2 Champions Leagues?
2 Champions Leagues.
Absolutely ridiculous Italian teams in Europe, and that's definitely why you like just considered all the Italian teams mint as well.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, especially when we were growing up. Like say like on about like Fiorentina not being a big club. It's like as soon as you like, you just like you tar it with that brush, don't you? So like AC Milan are winning everything. So like here comes another club from Italy. Like oh god, these must be mint.
I know. But it's mad. Like you wouldn't have known when you were that age that Fiorentina had been relegated early.
Oh no, not at all.
Come back up, and Parma's success. Parma had only ever got to the Serie A in the the back end of the 80s. They'd never been in Serie A before, and then they were going on and winning the Cup Winners' Cups, UEFA Cups, and that.
Exactly. So money in football is not a new thing, kids.
No, not at all. Not at all. A few years after this win, Italian teams all just went bust from spending money they didn't. But yeah, third place finish in the league and a runners-up in the Italian Cup, and another prolific season for our man. as I say, 21 goals in 28 games and 26 goals in all competitions that season. I think the following season, most definitely, would have been where Batistuta introduced himself properly
Oh yeah.
to any kind of like armchair English fan that hadn't watched Football Italia and hadn't really seen much of him on an international stage. Because let's not forget, we've skipped over the 98 World Cup there because we'll come on to it later,
Yeah.
where he, well, played class there, scored against England, scored 5 goals or something in the whole competition. But the 99-2000 season, when Fiorentina finally get to go in the Champions League, and we've got it's in our opening. It's in our opening credits. The commentary from his goal against Man United. I mean, he was linked with Man United all the time.
Aye.
In the night, especially after Cantona left, there was that 2 or 3 year period where it was clear Ferguson wanted like
a number 9.
Top, like number 9, and for him to rinse Jaap Stam, who was arguably like top 3 centre backs in the world,
One of the best defenders on the planet. Yeah.
Just mugged him clean off, and
with 2 touches.
2 touches, and then a rocket from bloody 30, 35 yards that just went right through Bosnich.
Aye. And Big Ron has the audacity to say that he should have saved it.
Oh, Big Ron, what a guy! He 100% have meant that as well.
Oh yeah,
and,
definitely.
He scored 6 goals in 11 games in that Champions League, and obviously what would prove to be his final season at Fiorentina, and he scored against Arsenal as well, of course. And no, what a finish that was, or not?
That's the one at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, he like leaves Winterburn and smashes it above.
He draws him in. There's like one touch in it. If you like analyze it, he draws him in, and then he's like, "Bye."
Oh, it's mint. Like, oh, just great goal.
He nearly made my 3, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. I just like how he gets him in, and then Winterburn's like, "Oh, I've got him here." Bye, and then Seaman just puts his hands up like, "Yeah, scan through them."
No keepers save.
Scan through them.
Nah, absolutely.
I know he's got. What I found watching all these goal compilations and that, everybody has this generalization that Batistuta was just rocket, like every goal. And bear in mind, the 2 that we've mentioned in detail so far have been. But it wasn't just that. Like,
there is no type of goal he could not score.
Nah.
Yeah, but every footballer can. They're not obviously the same. Every footballer can probably hit a ball hard. Keeping it down is a different.
Yeah. It's skill. Knowing how to strike the ball.
It's a different skill.
Yeah, while sprinting as well. A lot of the time.
And the balls were heavier back then as well.
I think there's only really, for like the amount of goals he scored, Van Persie that gets maybe near him for like shot power goals. Like I know that everyone likes to bang on about Adriano, but Adriano didn't get as many goals as like Batistuta did.
Yeah. I didn't think about Van Persie.
From anywhere it is rockets.
I didn't think about Van Persie. I was thinking about comparisons, and like the only one, as much as I do bang on about him, but the only one I could like kind of compare to him would maybe be Cavani. But like, even then, he's not touching Batistuta.
Yeah.
Similar kind of build as well.
Yeah.
Like as I say, those goals compilations that we've been able to watch. There's one on YouTube that's half an hour long, and it's every goal. And if you've got a spare half an hour, just sit and watch. Just pull up a box of Kleenex and just sit and watch it, because you're gonna have a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Dill's already prepped.
Do it quite regular.
But yeah, so that 99-2000 season for Fiorentina, again a season where they maybe could have thought they had a chance of winning the league, but poor league form again, 7th, quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia, and second group stage in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Weird.
The 2 group stage phase of the Champions League is something I never want to go back to.
Oh, fucking hell, too much football, man. It was straight to the quarterfinals for but an extra 4 games of what you normally.
Yeah, 2 group stages, man.
So if we just have a quick skim over like all those league finishes, like let's forget the relegation and the promotion from Serie, like back up from Serie B.
Yeah.
So his time at Fiorentina, 10th, 4th, 9th, 5th, 3rd, 7th, 9th. And only two of them got him European qualification from a league finish.
Bit of a waste in Europe, innit?
It's ridiculous, isn't
It
it?
is. Like that entire decade where he's considered one of the best strikers in the world, one of the best footballers on the planet. He only played in Europe 3 times.
Exactly.
Cup Winners' Cup. No, sorry. Oh no, yeah, 3 times. Cup Winners' Cup where they got to the semi-final. UEFA Cup where they got booted out of the round of 32 because of a fan throwing something at the line. And the Champions League, the second group stage.
I will flip it though, and you say like, if he's not at Fiorentina, do we love him and have that romance with him as much? Like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact if that Man United, I don't.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying I don't like Man United strikers, because people like Dwight York and Andy Cole, but I don't love him.
Yeah.
He's in the Fiorentina kit.
I know what you mean. I 100%. You could just see what it meant was him every time he scored.
Yeah.
Mm.
I tell you what,
yeah.
I really liked about watching these videos back, and it is a bit weird because we haven't watched like any football over the last year with fans.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it does make such a difference when you're watching old videos and getting fans' reactions
Oh,
and getting the crowd reactions and the way players are celebrating with the fans.
definitely.
You just see the energy from it.
Yeah.
And
That's one of it's just like an all-time memory that I have of him. Like he fires it in top corner. He's got them black boots on with the the big Reebok badge on. He goes on one knee, he does the guns, and his hair's everywhere. He's screaming at the top of his voice, man. Oh,
it just doesn't look like a footballer. He's got that fucking mane flying
it's
about
just
everywhere.
his hair's everywhere. Oh,
Fucking get big mane, like beard and that. He's built
It's
like a
just
brick
amazing.
shit house.
and he's kicking centre halves all over the pitch.
Yeah, well, and they're booting him.
Yeah, exactly.
His ankles were a fucking mess, like.
But
His
there's a
ankles
thing
were an
I'd
absolute
read
state.
when we're doing things and that. I think it's on. I can't remember what thing I'd read it on, but it got to one point where his legs were hurting him that much that he actually went to a hospital and pleaded for them to they cut his legs off him because he just couldn't bear the pain.
After his retirement, yeah, his ankles, one ankle in particular, he wanted amputated because it was giving him that much pain.
Yeah.
Mental.
Look at the goals he's got, man. Like,
But his last season at Fiorentina, the stats for it: 23 league goals in 30 games, 29 goals in all competitions, and in Italy's capital, certain Fabio Capello has been in charge for a season, and Roma are determined to make a go of winning a Scudetto for the first time since 1981. Hope I've got that right. Do you know the story about how he signed for Roma? It's absolutely
I just
quality.
thought because he was fed up and not winning one, and he felt like he deserved one.
So, just before we move on to Roma, because obviously Batistuta later on was inducted into both teams' Hall of Fame. A little quote he said about Fiorentina: "From the moment I arrived at Fiorentina, I wanted a place in the history of the club. And now I can say I've succeeded." That was a quote from when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame some 15 years after.
And then he wiped away a tear with the scarf. If you watch it, it's pure sad.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Nothing better than a South American crying like.
I know. But yeah, basically, Fabio Capello, determined to win the league with Roma, he's just been in charge at Real Madrid. Roma's president, Stefano Sensi, authorised signings of Walter Samuel, which could be almost considered as equally as important as the signing of Batistuta. Hitoshi Nakata had moved there halfway through Capello's first season. Christian Panucci eventually arrived in due course. But Capello and the director, Franco Baldini, devised a plot to sign Batistuta because Stefano Sensi wouldn't authorize that amount of money on a player that had no resale value, that couldn't really afford, and was, 31-year-old.
Yeah.
So Capello and Baldini went out for dinner and hatched a plan that Baldini was going to get in touch with a journalist he was friendly with, and they told him to run with a front page headline of Rome's local paper, Sensini buys Batigol. Like, just so then it would stroke the ego of Sensi when the fans' adulation would be so much that he couldn't
So he goes and does it.
sign.
Fabio Capello, man. Love that.
The story breaks, comes out, and then Sensi's senses awoke by Rome fans chanting his name outside his house, and he doesn't understand why. And then he's obviously, the news has got to him. He's like, "Oh shit, I've got, I've got to buy Batistuta now."
Unreal.
So, 36.2 million euros for a 31-year-old, world record transfer for a player over the age of 30 at the time. A record that stood for 17 years. Such was the magnitude of the signing,
Unreal.
the quality of the player at the time. And, well, it worked.
Oh, I did it.
It worked. That Roma side was a hell of a side, and we've spoke about it before. But the front two of, the front four options that they had that season of Batistuta, Montella, Totti, and Del Vecchio, we just every week you'd see it on football Italia.
Just goal after goal after goal.
Either one of them or like a few of them scoring.
Week. There isn't a team in Europe or even on the planet that any one of them four couldn't walk into at that time.
Yeah. And Del Vecchio was like a pure, like he was like fourth choice.
He was like the worst one of the lot of them.
I know. If you were to, and I'm not comparing them to Man United's four that won the treble, like front four, but like if you were to like put them in like a pecking order, Totti a lot of the time played just behind like Montella and Batistuta. They were the main choice, and Totti played
yeah.
It was a bit later on in his career, wasn't he, that he played more as a centre forward. But like Del Vecchio would have been like your Sheringham of the 98-99 season to get a comparison. Quality footballer, scored some important goals, but only a handful throughout the season. But it was just down to minutes. It was just down to minutes that he wasn't scoring them. He scored on his Roma debut, which was a UEFA Cup game. Batistuta, not Del Vecchio. It just took him 2 games to get off the mark in Serie A with goals against Lecce. And just like he had every other previous season for Fiorentina, 3 seasons in a row, he scored over 20 goals in Serie A, and this one was no different. 20 goals in 28 games. His best strike rate in Serie A of his career, for any time he's played less than 30 games. Only scored 1 goal. 1 goal in Europe when they were in UEFA Cup. 21 goals in 32 games in all competition. Again, I don't really want to talk about his goals because we'll come on to that shortly. But it feels like we're skimming over a lot. But don't worry, we are going to talk about some of the goals he scored, because there's one in particular in this season that's just just pulls on the heartstrings, like. Yeah, a Scudetto finally after 10 years in Italy, and 168 goals in 269 league games for Fiorentina. His first season away for them, and it's 20 goals in 28 games and a Scudetto to his name.
Unreal.
I'll always remember that last game of the season against Parma, the 3-0, where he scores in that game. he doesn't score the third goal. I can't remember who gets the third. And there's about 10
Montella.
minutes.
Montella gets the third one.
And there's about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
And there's just a pitch invasion because, like, obviously the Scudetto's
A big
won.
thing.
And the referee just abandons the match. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Declared it winner. He's played to 75 minutes, lads.
It's a bit where like Fabio Capello's like gone full, like apart from hitting fans like Brian Clough, but Capello's turning around and screaming at fans like,
Yeah.
"Get off the pitch!" Like you've got 15 minutes left.
There's fans like pleading for his socks and his shorts and that.
He only walked away with his boxers or something, didn't he?
Aye,
Totty.
he
Yeah.
genuinely
Yeah,
looked like,
his boots and his boxers.
He comes
he
off the
looked a
pitch
bit
with just his
dejected.
boxers
He was
on.
like just stood there in his underwear, like fucking.
It is Batistuta that scores the third. We all got it wrong.
Is it?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Totti, Montella, Batistuta.
Ah,
Marco Di Vaio scores the
Fafana.
pointless 82nd goal, 82nd minute.
Aye, it was after that the pitch invasion.
Yeah.
They might come back here. Let's get that match abandoned. He scored in both games against Parma that season because the goal in the first game against
Shut up.
Parma.
Let's not talk about goals. Oh yeah, let's just talk about goals.
Just get carried away, man.
You can't not when Batty goals involved. This season he gets top goal scorer of the season, doesn't he? Does he finish top goal scorer that season?
No.
20.
He only ever won it once.
Are you sure?
And that was in
When he got his 26.
94, 95.
Yeah, I know he got that one,
was
but
in
I'm
94.
sure he's got more than one.
No,
Unless it's inside the squad. Unless it's like Roma's top goal scorer.
Shevchenko won it in 99, 2000.
Shiver.
It was Dario Hubner and Trezeguet joint. Oh no, sorry, that's 102. Sorry.
I thought he had more than one.
Was Crespo 26.
Oh, fair dues.
His first
Aye.
season at Lazio.
My bad.
His first season at Lazio.
To be fair, the Eagles take the title the season after.
The season before.
Is it? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1992,
See, I'm
Lazio
getting
won
mixed
the
up
league.
big time.
Because Roma people hold that as
Ah,
like
yeah, Roma took
we
it
were the
off
last
them,
ones
didn't
to do
they?
it from
They're
the
last
city.
Roman club.
Yeah,
They're the
sorry,
last Roman
yeah.
club.
Got it mixed up.
That isn't Milan club or Juventus.
Because, well, anybody watching will obviously see what tops we've got on display, but anybody listening, me and Nath both have the same 99-2000 Fiorentina shirt with Batistuta 9 on the back. Dill has hanging up the Roma shirt with Batistuta 18. 18 being his squad number in that season where they won the league. The following season was injuries totally catching up on the body now, which is evident in his goal scoring record as well. Also, that they signed Antonio Cassano that summer for a lot of money.
Great player.
18 million or something like that. World record for a teenager at the time. Batistuta at this point is 32. Got Cassano coming through. Montella is still like 27.
Adding Cassano to them strikers.
Yeah, I know.
I know, man. It's ridiculous,
Because
isn't it?
Vecchio went nowhere either.
Like,
So,
Fucking hell.
yeah.
just
Adding
phenomenal.
Cassano to them. So Antonio Cassano wanted the number 18. Imagine having the fucking balls to come into a club be like, yeah, number 18 is my favourite number. I'm 18-year-old, I don't care, but like I want number 18. So Batistuta was happy to oblige, handed it over, took the number 20 because that was the amount of goals he'd scored the season before. But 6 goals in 23 games in the league. Didn't score at all in Europe.
Would have been unreal if the season after he went number 6.
Oh man. But yeah, like his ankles at this point were causing him a lot of bother. The following season after that, it was 4 goals in 12 games for Roma. Moved on loan to Inter Milan in the January, where he went on to score 2 goals in 12 games. An attempted move to Fulham never came through. That would imagine that. It would have been a shame because it would have been like a finished Batistuta, really.
Yeah.
moving to coming to play in England.
So what year was that? 04-05 season?
Or 3 or 4. It was a start. It was 2003. Moved to Qatar.
No, was it not? Oh, so is that into 2002, 2003?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd have been up front
just-
with like Louis Saha and like Steve Marley or something.
If he'd got the move to Fulham, I would have been Barry Hills.
What I'm looking at.
Hills and Batistuta up front, man. That's a top 4 finish.
He'd have been up front with Brian McBride.
Oh, nice.
Batistuta's captain would have been Lee Clark.
That is pacey.
But yeah, as his career dwindled down, he moved to Qatar, played for Al Arabi. Scored 25 goals in 18 games in his first season there, mind. Was top
He would take
scorer.
the piss that in it.
Yeah, that is like, I bet he barely moved.
Pep Guardiola played in that season. So I think Gaza played for a team in that season as well.
Oh, he played for Mumbai, for a Mumbai team or something at some point. I think, as I remember. He scored a worldy goal. No, it was China. He played a game in China once. Do you remember he went and played in China? He scored a goal. He drilled it from the halfway line and bagged it. It was mental. Batistuta. I'm sure he's in the Qatari Hall of Fame, Qatari Football Hall of Fame.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I can't imagine there's many.
No, I think me or you could get in that.
Strong contenders.
Fuck off, man.
And yeah, he tried to play on the following season, played 4 games, and called it a day. Sad times. So 249 league goals in 444 league games, 300 goals in 555 games in all competition at club level. And what a footballer, man! Just
Right, sorry to like butt in and go back. I just thought I'll have a little Google because I didn't do it right. 03-04 squad for Al Arabi had Stefan Effenberg in centre mid with him.
Yeah.
No wonder he scored 25 goals.
Oh, one of them goal videos is a picture of them both stood over a free kick, and like I always tell myself, like Effenberg's like, who's taking it, and I just get this feeling like he's like saying to himself, "Oh, you can just take it. My ankles are killing me."
Batistuta scored 35 free kicks in his career.
I didn't know it set piece.
Yeah.
Imagine if he actually took penalties like all the time.
Yeah.
If he was like a full-on like, right, I'm taking penalties, like
some of his free kicks and all weren't like I'm not saying it because we're Sunderland fans, but you know when Shearer scored a free kick, like Shearer was never on free kicks for Newcastle if it wasn't over 22 yards.
Yeah.
But I still was something like 35 yards. You got like a pure scoop on it. It was they were incredible. Like
he gets so much whip and power on them.
Yeah.
It's a pure specimen, like absolute specimen. Right, should we go over his international career then?
Go on then.
Our favourites. So I'm more excited to talk about goals than that shortly. So
right, let's just skip through this.
Yeah. So won 2 Copa Americas in 1991 and 1995. 1993, sorry.
Was it 93, wasn't it? He returned it. Aye.
Yeah. 91 and 93. No Maradona in either of those squads there.
Mm.
Didn't need him.
Still playing. Diego Simeone was in there though.
Ugh.
Played in both sides. Confederations Cup in 1992. Didn't really do anything in World Cups, like in terms of progression far, but didn't score a lot of goals in them.
Yeah.
1994 World Cup, hat-trick against Greece. 1998 World Cup, a hat-trick against Jamaica. Scored in the,
first player to do it.
Yeah.
Scored 2 hat-tricks in 2 different World Cups. Beautiful.
I like that.
Now, as was mentioned earlier, for as long as he was in a World Cup tournament, he was top scorer. Apart from 2002, where well, he was 33-year-old and his ankles were shot. That was his last tournament. His last appearances for Argentina were in that World Cup.
Mm. Scored in it though, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Since Nigeria.
Yeah.
So he scored in every World Cup he played with, really. So you can take that.
Oh yeah,
54,
absolutely.
54 goals in 77 games for Argentina.
Only just beaten by Messi.
Yeah,
Unreal that.
yeah. That's a
It
great
says a
record.
lot.
Considering if you said to some not everyone, but some random people, like, can you name me 5 Argentina players? I reckon a good 70% wouldn't say him. I think
I
they'd
would
be
go
like,
with you
70%
actually.
would say Batistuta.
would say.
Oh, you mean like?
I don't think they would.
I
you know?
reckon. Yeah,
I mean, if you
I
just
would
said someone,
say
can
them.
you name me 5 Argentina players from history? They'd be like Messi and Maradona, and then they'd be like Aguero,
Aguero, Higuain,
Mascherano, Higuain.
Tevez.
Yeah, I'm thinking people just think the same as me there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like the other hand. I don't think they would. I really don't think they would.
I think it'd be one of them
he's
ones
so
where it's like,
underrated on an
yeah.
international level.
I think it's one of them where like you see it and then it's yeah, but it's there. But yeah, yeah, he'd be one of the first ones that I'd say.
One more international level than Messi has.
Yeah, of course he has. But like that's what I'm saying. That's why he's so underrated.
I'm not saying he's a better footballer than Messi or anything like that, but he's got a better record at Argentina.
I am as well. Bollocks to it. Fuck it, I am. Yeah. Like he might have scored more goals, but in a time where a lot of Batistuta's goals, he's had to fight to get. Like, I guarantee you, the majority of Batistuta's goals in his entire career, before he's even managed to get the shot on target, the shot on goal, there's a foul given nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he's
he probably wouldn't have wanted his
ground.
foot amputated had he been playing nowadays.
He could walk properly if he was playing today.
Right. I tell you what. Should we just move on to favourite goals, lads?
Yes.
We're all dying to actually fucking talk about his goals here. Right. Should we go through our favourite goals and then we'll just talk about some goals after as well?
Well, yeah, I did my top 3 that you asked for.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be numerous to mention. I'll go first. In at number 3.
Not like welcoming your guests in, like, but
Nah. In at number 3. It's the semi-final of the 1996 Coppa Italia against Inter, where it's played through on an angle, and where most people watching this would think he's going to blast this in here. He gives the most deft chip that just floats into the far corner. It's fucking beautiful. Eh? It is just. It's one of them when you're watching, you're like, you know, when somebody dinks or chips a keeper. And at a height, so you're seeing it lofted, you're always like, oh, you take an in-breath as it goes in, and you're like, oh, before you're up. It's just a beautiful goal and a beautiful finish.
I know.
And I love the fact it goes against what a typical Batistuta goal is, like in the
what it defines.
Because you do kind of. I mean, I've said it multiple times on here. He was a specimen and he was powerful. Like you think of Batistuta and you do think rocket.
Yeah.
That goal was a beautiful goal that was just all skill and caress. So that is my number 3. So go on then, Dill. You can pick your third.
My third is the 1997-1998 season for Fiorentina. Scores a hat-trick in this game, and it's a bicycle kick from outside the box versus Udinese.
That's mine.
Your number 3 as well?
Yeah. Is it Udinese? Because I wrote Juve, Udinese, Siena, all with question marks because I didn't know.
Yeah, mate, it's Udinese, yeah.
Unreal goal.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like, the simple audacity of it.
Oh, yeah.
From outside the box as well.
Nate tried one in a pre-season game about a few weeks ago and just totally missed the ball, but like, this is a bit different.
I'm determined to hit one.
Like, it's not... It maybe doesn't look the flashiest because, like, when you hear like biceps now, you think of like Ronaldo's or Bale's because it doesn't go like ping right in the top corner. But it's just where he's from, like 20 yards out easy.
He's literally outside the box.
He's got to be 20 yards.
Easily. And
he's just flung his bicycle kick out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if it is, but I hope it's his hat-trick goal. Like, the audacity makes me think he's on a hat-trick, like, I need my third. I'm going to just try something.
Yeah, like it just it's just because it's like there's like a fumbling, the cross comes in and they half-ass clear it, don't they?
Yeah.
And he could easily just bring it down and then side foot it in the same corner that it goes in. But he just goes, you know what? And he just chucks himself and it just nestles beautifully in the keeper's bottom left. And you're like, he's done that.
There's just something beautiful about that sweaty mane flopping in the air as he goes to do a bicycle kick as well.
Him and Puyol amaze me. They can play football, not tying the hair up.
Oh no!
In front of their eyes, like that.
I can't operate in daily life like without my hair tied back. Like for listeners who don't know what I look like, I've got hair like down to my ass. Like I've really long hair. I cannot do sport without my hair tied back. I put my hair in a French plait to do jiu-jitsu because I can't have it in my eyes. And he's fucking scoring over 200 career goals, and he can't see fuck all.
22-yard bicycle kicks.
Apart from the Argentina manager that he fell out with in the mid-90s that made him cut his hair.
Yeah, I said he wasn't going to pick him.
Wouldn't get picked. Oh,
didn't pick him for
Samson. That could have
he
been his
didn't
power.
pick him for a Copa America, did he? Because of it.
Yeah.
And then threatened it for the World Cup, and I think he took like 3 centimeters off the bottom.
Roll number twos.
Yeah. So was that your number 3 as well, Nath?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was my number 2.
Nice.
I was gonna move it to my number 3 as well. I fucking wish I did now. So go on, Nath. Give us your number 2.
I have gone for. Well, we said we weren't going to talk about it, so let's talk about it. The heartbreaking goal, the volley against Fiorentina for Roma, where there's a bit of a build-up, and the ball gets nodded down, and but I'd say maybe it's about the same distance, maybe a little bit further on. Maybe he's 22, 23 yards out, and he's just struck it, and he's fired it straight down the goalkeeper's throat, like he's just bang. And before anyone's even got anywhere near him, he's crying.
the emotion that comes with this goal as well. It's my number 1. It was.
I think it's Jay's number 1.
It was my.
Didn't mean it, but no, that was 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Like the Roman needed it.
Yeah.
He tried a lot in that game as well. Like as much as he said in his interview afterwards, like he wished someone else would have scored to take that off him. But like in that game, he tries loads to score against Fiorentina.
He's just left there in the summer. They had a statue of him at the stadium. By all means, it was like fan made. It wasn't like a.
It was paper mache.
It was a paper mache statue, which got ripped down. And at the start of this game, he went over. It's at the Olimpico. He went over to the 3,000 travelling Fiorentina fans and saluted them, which they, to be fair, like give them the respect back.
Mm.
And then, he'd done the same at the end of the game. But the fucking goal, like what a way to score it though. Like,
it's just unreal. He's not even looking at the net.
Volley from 30 yards out. Absolute rocket. Just bump. He's booing his eyes out after.
It's a pure token dive from the keeper as well.
Yeah. Every single Roma player, it has still been Toldo. That
Yeah.
Toldo's last season at Fiorentina. Every Roma player goes over to congratulate him, and he's just a mess. It's just an emotional mess. Like
It's mint, man.
oh man, just hit you,
It
right
does.
in the chest.
It does. It's what a goal though. Like
I know.
My top 3 have been covered already.
Yeah.
Go on, Dill. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is the cushioned volley against Parma for Roma.
Yeah,
Had to get a Roma goal in. But nah, it's just absolutely sick. Like coming over his left shoulder and doesn't just try and twat it as hard as he can with the laces. Just nice little cushion dink. Got them back in the game because they were 1-0 down. Walter Sam with the ball over the top.
What a ball that is!
Ah,
What a ball.
yeah. That's not a hoof. That's like a measured
Yeah,
pass.
it's just. But can you remember that pass that Van Dijk played last season, and everybody was like, people were like wanking over it. Oh, dude, you never see a defender do this before. Walter Samuel, Palmer, 2000.
Like you say, like he does it in front of the away crowd, like, and they just go mad.
The two is in between Fabio Cannavaro and Lilian Thuram as he takes that ball down as well.
Mm.
Like these aren't fucking Muppet defenders. These
Nah.
are two of the best of all time. That's 2 World Cup winners there.
Yeah,
2
exactly.
World Cup winners is like he's got in between, he's glided in between and taken that ball down for that goal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my number 2.
Brilliant goal.
Unreal goal.
Go on then, Nath, your number 1.
My number 1.
Yeah.
It's the goal that made me fall in love with him, and it's that one against Man United. The turn, and
My number 1.
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
everything went
Everything, it's the
beautiful.
commentary and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the commentary,
Yeah.
everything felt beautiful. Although they lost that game, like it's just he turns Stam like he's not there. The ball in from Delivio, who had an unbelievable game that game, and he just hits it. He just absolutely smashes it.
It's
And
just fucking
like,
it's such
what
a
I've-
rocket like.
It's like everyone blamed like Bosnich because but it fucking moves, right?
it does
But
move.
But then if you look at the video back, right, even like the Man United defenders and the fans are like, "Oh, like, where the
Headed
fuck
back-
did that come from? Do not let him turn
turns
again.
around and like looks at Roy Keane like,
Like
It's-
don't let him turn."
oh,
That-
right. I wrote the commentary down, although it's in our like theme. I've wrote down, right. He turns Stam like he's not there, and he has a blast, right, and then Tilsey shouts, "What a fantastic speed of light strike from Gabriel Batistuta. He's done it again against English opposition, and he's silenced Old Trafford here tonight."
Yeah.
It's just a bit when he hits it and like he's walking, like he's given nothing but David Beckham and Gary Neville shit for that entire game, and he just walks past David Beckham. He's pointing at him. There's a picture of it on Google. He's pointing at David Beckham like, and he's saying something to him like, "Unreal, man." Like,
that was the second group stage, wasn't it? That game. It was
Yeah.
scored against Arsenal in the first group stage.
hmm.
It was just because didn't that goal give them the lead?
Yeah, they took the lead. They went 1-0 up.
1-0 up and went on to obviously they went on to lose the game, but
That is my favourite.
Batistuta! Oh,
it's
that is
just
a fantastic hit.
If it wasn't for Tildesley and Big Ron on comms, it might have been 2. But it's just unreal. Like he turns Stam with 2 touches, and like the ball's brought in on his so-called weaker foot. You know what I mean? Like
what it is, lads? We're so lucky to like have that, because I was watching that last night and I just started laughing to myself. It sounds like a pure sicko, but I was just thinking, imagine if we had to see that goal today and I've got fucking Fletch and Steve McManaman commentating on it.
yeah, exactly. No, you're pure. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not. It's still a great goal, but it's not as good. Like
It wouldn't hit the
somebody
same.
just made that like bang.
It's
I
just-
I love it.
Yeah.
We are very
Like
lucky
a-
to have
like-
lived through that time.
Like I said on the commentator episode that we did a while back, at the end of it, yeah, I've been one round. We need commentators in the game. But it's down to people like Clive Tildesley that like
Yeah.
certain eras are defined by certain voices as well as moments. And Clive Tildesley in the late 90s, early 90s Champions League is just fucking pinnacle for me. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's a great choice. Hey, I tell you what, looking through those goal montages though, fucking hell, you could have done
It was
top
hard.
50, man.
I literally went with my heart for them 3 goals. Like if I went with head, that Man United goal wouldn't be in the top 3.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's football's. That's what it's all about. It's what you love, innit?
Yeah, exactly,
It's what you love
completely.
watching.
There's
there
that
was
many
one
good
of-
goals.
Yeah,
He's
I
got-
tell you what,
he's-
there was a great one where there's an indirect free kick against AC Milan, and it's laid off to him
I know
about
which one you mean.
about 6 yards out, right? And he puts his foot, the ball's hitting the net before you even like blinked. It's about 2 mil away from knocking someone out on the line.
Can you imagine having like set up for that free kick? I'd be
Nah,
like,
nah, no chance.
you're all right.
It's
No
just
amount
as
of money
it's
in the world.
it's as it's rolling, you just see Baresi just kind of go, nah.
There's that many good goals though. Like when if you search on YouTube, anyone just put in Batistuta goals, it's not even just like it's like top 10 Roma, top 10 Fiorentina,
Yeah.
top 10 Argentina. Like he scored good goals no matter where he was at.
Where he's been. One of the lighter goals I like is that I think it's 98 World Cup, the little chip against Japan where he gets slipped through. I think it could even be it might be Veron or someone that slips him through, and he just dinks it over the Japan keeper into the bottom corner, like, oh, and he's got Puma Kings on in that game as well.
The only one that didn't nearly make mine was a Roma one. take a probably hypocrite myself, but it's a free kick, like right on the edge of the box, right? And the only reason I like it is, like, the ball at the end of it looks like it's been smashed. Like you can hear the ball going, "Fuck me, he hit me." It, like hits the bar, hits the back of the net, hits the side net, drops the floor, hits the net, hits the roof of the net. Like the ball just doesn't stop, and you think if that net wasn't there, Jesus, he's put like a hole in the Olympico.
Steward's dead.
There's a goal for Fiorentina, and I couldn't make out who it was against. Where the ball comes in, and he's tried to get behind the keeper. The keeper spills it, and as he's behind it, he has to like improvise and like scorpion kick
Like
it.
flicks his heel.
Yeah, as he's on the deck, and he puts it on the other side of the goal. I was like, that man just knew how to score goals.
It meant
He
like
just
we're on
knew,
about like we're about the ball like exploding off his foot, but like in some of the montages, like you look at his headed goals, the ball bounces off his head just as fast.
yeah. But again, like he had a multitude of different headers, like diving header, power header, glancing header.
Yeah,
Like it was just like a total threat in the air and all.
he could
First
score
time
any
volleys.
type of goal. He could
First
score
time
any type of
volleys.
goal.
How many first touch volleys were on that video where the cross is coming in?
And he just bangs straight out of his feet.
Yeah.
But like this, what you're saying there, Jay, like this is the start of the chapters. Like always a quote by the player, and his is when I was playing football, I never enjoyed it that much. I was never happy. If I scored 2 goals, I wanted a third. I always wanted more, and you could see that like anything to score. I'm putting it in with my dick, my ass, my fucking my neck. I don't care. Like he knew how to get the ball where he wanted the ball to be.
Absolutely, because ultimately, if that ball doesn't go in that net, you don't win.
There's clips where you watch and there's like defenders backing off from him as he's running at them because he runs aggressively, if you know what I mean. Like, he looked frightening. He looked frightening when he ran because his fucking elbows and knees are everywhere. And he's just so powerful.
I wouldn't want to play against him. Like,
and like I said, I totally didn't realize how fast the bastard was. As well as iconic goals, anyway, he also played in some iconic football kits. So, lads, do we have a favourite shirt that he played in, please?
I'm wearing it.
So that's the 99,000 Fiorentina shirts for listeners.
Mine is this one, but the away shirt. It's all white and it's an absolute thing of beauty. The 2000-2001 Roma away skid at a winning top.
My favourite is the 1992-93 Fiorentina home shirt sponsored by 7-Up.
Yes, that's a
that's a good one.
Like the sponsored, it's a bit understated. It's just basically all purple with a little bit of white trim, and the 7-Up logo just fits nicely. The away kit that season was the one that looked like it had swastikas on it.
Yeah, it did. I'll tell you what's another tidy kit. It might be the season after the one that Dill's got. You know the navy one with the orange trim.
Yeah, that's all 102. The third kit.
Yeah, that is a tidy shirt. That
there was loads there to choose from.
Yeah,
from Roma or Fiorentina, there was like the 02-03 Roma one's tidy. It's the white one as well, but it's got like that weird. It had like a weird trim in here for some reason.
Oh, like a mid trim.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I like the one I've got with Tomasi on the back. The divide, like the kind of like dark orange and.
Oh, like the half.
Yeah, the half one. I like that one in his Roma days.
What a legend! What a legend, man! He just
that,
covers all areas, doesn't he?
Yeah. He looks fucking good in purple and and the burgundy Roma as well. Do you want to quiz, boys?
Go on then.
I don't. I feel like I'm gonna fail badly, but go on. Do you pen and paper?
Yeah, you might as well. It's not special. In fact, some of the answers we've actually mentioned during the show, which was inevitable. But it's
How many questions?
10.
I'll fit it on here.
Is the answer to everyone Batistuta or Batigol?
Play along at home, listeners, if you want. It's a quiz on Gabriel Batistuta. And also, listeners, if you have a favourite shirt that he ever wore, let us know. We'll put a poll up on our social media to see who's that we picked gets voted.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Prawn Sandwich Podcast by Go Kit. Well, let us know if there's any we've not mentioned. You ready, boys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay. In the 94-95 season, where Batistuta won his solitary Italian top goal scorer award, which fellow Argentine was runner-up to him?
What year?
94-95.
Might be a bit back for me, that. Run up to him. Where have you been there yet?
Right. Guess.
Question 2. Batistuta finished 4th in the 1999 Ballon d'Or, but who won it?
What year?
1999.
99.
Yeah.
The runner-up was David Beckham, and third place was Shevchenko.
Yeah.
That was back when the Ballon d'Or was just European Player of the Year, before it merged with World Player of the Year. Question 3. Who was second top goal scorer in all competitions for Roma in the 2000-2001 season behind?
It's gotta be.
Question 4 should be an easy one. Who plays the pass to Batistuta before he rinses Yaps down with 2 touches to score against Manchester United in the second group?
Oh no!
Of the 1999-2000 Champions League.
Oh yeah.
Question 5. Against which team did Batistuta score his last ever goal for Argentina?
One second.
Dill's just going to blow his nose there. So what wild is Dill's treating?
No, I'm not.
Oh no.
I'm not. Every time I do a podcast, the dog decides to get the most fucking annoying toy he can out of a fucking box and chew the shit out of it.
I thought you were going for a pure epic nose blow then, like. Right, question 6. If you were to add his 3 squad numbers up at Roma, what would the total be? Bit of a maths question thrown in.
I'm trying to think of them.
I know them. I'm just shit at maths.
I thought he only had 2 squad numbers at Rome.
Oh,
I mentioned all 3 before. No, we didn't mention the third. No.
No, you never. Nah, I'm not even gonna guess because I don't know the third one.
1 minute. How bad am I at maths? Yes, go on. Yeah.
You've got to get it bang on, by the way. There's no closest to the answer. It's got to be actual bang on. In 2017, who finally broke his record as the most expensive player aged over 30?
So what was that? I'm pure going through this maths, eh?
In 2017, which player broke his record as the most expensive player transferred over 30-year-old?
I don't even know.
Question 8. Who won FIFA World Player of the Year in 1999? Gabriel Batistuta finished 3rd. David Beckham finished 2nd. But who won it?
For God's sake, man.
Question 9. In what year did Lionel Messi break Batistuta's goal scoring record? For Argentina, obviously.
In what year?
Yeah.
I think I said it before. I'm not 100%. It's in my notes, but I don't know if I said it.
I was trying not to say it before when we mentioned it, to be fair. And question 10, final answer. How many times did he make the FIFA 11?
Oh, Jesus. Right, sorry, mate. What was number one again? So anything one I don't have the answer for.
Which fellow Argentinian was runner-up to
Oh,
Gabriel
yeah.
Batistuta in the top scorer in 94-95?
94, 95, 94, 95.
I'm going to be gutted with that one if I've got it wrong and scribbled him out.
Are you ready for us to run through the answers? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Dylan,
1 minute. Right, what?
you ready to go for the answers?
Yeah, we're doing our usual. Say who we've got each, and then.
Yeah, see who I've got.
Right.
Well, there's just 3 of us on today, so I'll read the question out. You both give an answer, and I'll tell you what it is.
Any dramas?
Sound.
So, question 1: which fellow Argentine was runner-up in the 94-95 season to his as top scorer?
Well, I know I'm wrong because I just put Crespo because I didn't know.
I put Hernan Crespo because I'd scribbled out Abel Balbo.
Nathan Cupid, you should have went with your first instinct.
Yeah, I thought so.
Abel
Oh, was it
Balbo.
Balbo?
Yeah.
Oh, Steward.
Gutted for you, Nath.
I've lost the quiz now.
Fucking hell.
I'm on a roll. Have I won like 2 quizzes on the bounce?
Ah, what we done?
I
Yeah,
beat
you won-
Hugh.
Yeah,
I beat
won-
Hugh, and then I beat
We didn't- we
Dylan in
didn't-
the
we didn't
FA
do
Cup
one.
one.
yeah, the for the Club World Cup episode.
Oh yeah, we didn't do one last week, did we?
Yeah. Because we recorded a few weeks ahead, saying last week and stuff pure confuses us. Question 2: who won the 1999 Ballon d'Or?
I went with Brazilian Ronaldo.
I wrote Zidane.
It was Rivaldo.
Oh, if I've got them 2 questions the wrong way around, I'm going to flip.
Aye, same. That's what I think I've done.
Who was Roma's second highest scorer in the 2000-2001 season in all competitions?
I went Montella.
It was Montella.
It what? Yes.
It was
Get in.
Vincenzo Montella.
Yeah.
You both got that one.
Yeah.
That's like Balbo, like.
Question 4: who plays the plaster in for his goal against Man United in the Champions League in 1999-2000?
Delivio.
Yeah.
It is
Delivio. I'd have had any chance if Nev didn't say it.
Against which team did he score his last ever goal for Argentina?
I wrote Nigeria.
Nigeria.
That is correct. If you add his 3 squad numbers up at Rome, what is the total number?
71. 71.
71 is correct. His other number, Nath, was 33. He took for his age in his last season.
Sick. Fucking Abel Balbo.
Question 7: who broke his record as the most expensive player aged over 30 in 2017?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I just didn't answer it.
Leonardo Bonucci.
Oh, fuck. How much was he when he went to AC?
Yeah.
I forgot they broke the bank for him.
He was shite.
He was like
Yeah, he
just over 30 million,
was.
wasn't it?
He was really bad.
Shite, and I went back to Juve and was like, oh, I'm good again. Question 8: who won FIFA World Player of the Year in 1999?
I wrote Rivaldo.
I wrote Ronaldo for that one.
You both wrote Rivaldo?
Yeah.
That's correct. You won it in both.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
In what year did Lionel Messi break Batistuta's Argentina goal scoring record?
I wrote 2014. Just guessed.
2016.
Dill takes it with 2016.
Yeah, man, I scribbled out 2016.
Oh, you need to trust your first instincts, like you should have been tying or something. Question 10: how many times did he make the FIFA 11?
I wrote 8.
I wrote twice.
Yeah, twice.
There it is.
Twice is correct.
I overhead that one there.
So Dill takes it this week. 2, 4, 7, 7-4. The tiebreaker for a bit of fun was just how many competitions has he finished top scoring? Like how many occasions has he been top scorer in a competition?
Oh, 3.
International as well?
Yeah.
5.
The correct answer was 6.
Bastard.
Ooh. Unreal.
So, but that's including the Coppa Italia.
Yeah, Coppa Italia, Serie A, Coppa America.
Yeah, Coppa America twice.
Twice in that.
Confederations Cup and the Qatar
Confeds.
League.
Oh, Confed Cup.
Yeah,
Of course.
and
I got the Qatar League.
You were good in Qatar. You see, some of his goals in that league are phenomenal.
Right, for a bit of fun then, a 1 to 11 of players Batistuta played with. Just favourites, as we always say, not necessarily the best ones, just our personal favourites. The rules with this one, Batistuta had to start up top.
Yep.
So whatever formation you've put has to include Batistuta. I've gone with a 4-4-2 diamond.
4-4-2 diamond.
4-2-3-1 because I really like that formation.
Right, go on then, Dill.
Got the whole team, or just
We'll go through positions. We'll go through all positions. Go on, goalkeeper.
struggled because I don't think he played with great ones. I went for Toldo.
Yeah, Toldo's mine.
Yeah, I told her.
I don't think he ever played with like a big one, really, apart from Toldo.
I could only think of Carlos Roa at national level.
I was going to put Abdonzieri, but I thought, no, I'll just go with Toldo.
And Angoloni for Roma. I can't remember the name of the younger, or Palazzoli or something, whatever. But anyway, yeah, Toldo for me as well. Left back, Nath.
Juan Pablo Sorin from his days in the Argentine national side.
It's a lovely, and another lovely man as well.
Lovely, lovely.
I've gone for Vincent Candela.
I've got
Nice.
I've got Vincent Candela.
Second choice, to be fair. Second choice.
Right-footed left back with another nice head of hair.
Yeah.
Right back, Dylan.
Inter Milan days, Javier Zanetti.
Oof, good at international level as well.
Yeah. Just 1 minute, lads.
Okay.
Just for the listeners and the viewers, I live on like a main road and there's summer kicking right off outside. I bet you 20 quid it's Slaters and all the chavs are getting a tan bed now because they've had one in 7 months.
Dill lives above a pub and
Yeah, but you pub in Carlisle.
just told him where he's gonna have folk around his house now.
Sponsor, mate.
It's kickoffs class, love it.
Give us you said Zanetti for your
Zanetti. That's a personal favourite, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine, 100%, because I know his days weren't great, but for favourite players, I love him. Like
Cafu.
I mean, all.
That was who I originally wrote and then went,
Yeah.
Centre back pair in there.
Centre back pairing of Maurizio Pochettino and Walter Samuel.
Nice.
Pochettino was an unbelievable centre back
And a head of hair.
and a good head of hair.
What a fucking team of mains, eh?
Shower's gonna be ages.
Nothing but wash and go in there.
Hold that bus.
Who's your centre back pairing, Dill?
Walter Sam and another cheat of the Inter, Fabio Cannavaro, from that season.
Nice.
Walter Samuel for me and Roberto Ayala.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Shout out Repka.
Yeah. I originally put Sensini in before Pochettino, but
I had Amoruso wrote down.
Lorenzo.
Yeah, as a maybe. It was my days when about my age when he was at Rangers and Blackburn.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just thought he was a pure animal. I was like, he's class.
Yeah.
Sunderland almost signed him.
I know.
Right. So at the bottom of my diamond,
We have the same.
Sunderland cult hero, Stefan Schwartz.
Oh no, I've got Damiano Tomasi.
I've got him a little bit further forward. He is in my side, but yeah, Stefan Schwartz.
Nice.
Nice.
Nath.
My two.
Formation to us, haven't you?
My two holding in the 4-2-3-1. I have gone with Rui Costa and the little witch Juan Sebastian Veron because I am not going to not put him in.
Nice.
My two that sit above Stefan Schwartz, Damiano Tomasi, as mentioned, and Rui Costa, as you just mentioned there, Nath.
That's a good 3. That, to be fair, loads of legs in there.
Balance and all, eh?
My 2 are the already mentioned Stefan Schwartz. And I don't care how young he was, my favourite Italian footballer of all time, Daniele De Rossi.
I love it. I love a little stipulation like
Number 36 or something.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Sitting at the top of your diamond, Dill.
Maybe a little bit further forward than he played, but he definitely did it in his AC Milan days. Rui Costa.
Nice.
So,
I like that. I like that.
at the top of my diamond sits the god of Rome, Francesco Totti.
Yeah, I've got Tottenham Cam.
Nice.
So you've still got.
I've got left
2
and right
winners.
to do, so I'll give you them. On the right, I have got Enrico Chiesa
Nice.
to cut inside and drill it with his left foot. And on the left-hand side, to dribble, cut inside and hit it with his right foot, I've got Ariel El Burrito Ortega.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Oh,
Nice.
A little bit of Football Manager Chronicles getting in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Nice.
and then you've got Totti and Cam, like, please.
No, and then
You've
obviously
got a good.
obviously Batagol finishes.
And then
your-
obviously you've got Batagol up top.
Yeah. Oh, you've got an attractive 11 there.
Oh, yeah. Very pretty.
There's a lot of hair. Up top, I've got Vincenzo Montella, partner in Batagol.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That's mine.
It's fucking obvious who mine are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Batagol and Totti.
I like how there wasn't much like difference between many of our players.
I don't know.
Very good.
There's only a couple, like, to be fair.
Gonna bash through in a 1 quick.
Bash through a what? Sorry.
Bash through them like we always do in a 1.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Then. I'll rub on mine.
Yeah.
Toldo in goal. Vincent Candela left back. Cafu right back. Walter Samuel and Roberto Ayala centre half. Stefan Schwartz at the bottom of a diamond with Tomasi and Rui Costa in the middle of it. Francesco Totti being the tip. Montella and Batagol up top.
Yeah, I've got the same formation. I've got Toldo in net, Javier Zanetti at right back, Vincent Candela at left back, Walter Sam and Cannavaro centre halves. I've got Tomasi at my base, in front of him De Rossi and Schwartz. Tip of my diamond, I've got Rui Costa, and partner in Batagol up top is the King of Rome, Francesco Totti, managed by Claudio Ranieri.
Yeah, that's what I've got
Nice.
wrote down as my,
Yes.
when it's just such a nice bloke.
Yep. Think man. Getting it
I
done.
like it. I like
Go on,
it.
rattle through yours.
So 4-2-3-1 formation. I have Francesco Toldo in goals, right back Cafu, centre back partnership of Walter Samuel and Maurizio Pochettino, left back of Juan Pablo Sorin, 2 sitting midfielders, Rui Costa and Little Witch Juan Sebastian Veron, and then 3 on the right. I've got Enrico Chiesa in cam, Francesco Totti on the left, Ariel Ortega with Batagol up top, and I've also got a gaffer as well. I've got Ranieri because he's nice, and then I've
Yes.
got Bielsa next to him to, if people need to kick up the ass, I've got Bielsa to kick him up the bum.
So you can win no trophies, but be lauded as the best manager in the world.
Silence on the front. Right, that's it. Gabriel
Love it.
Batistuta.
Loved it, boys.
That was probably. I've got to be honest. Out of all the player profiles that we've done so far, in terms of watching videos
Yeah.
for research, that's been the one I've enjoyed the most.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Including all the tournaments that we've done as well. That was just goal
Yeah.
after goal after goal. There was worldie after worldie after worldie.
the sheer enjoyment.
Yeah, but that's it for another episode. Before we sign off, follow us on Twitter, please, at Prawn Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at prawn_sandwich. Give us 5-star ratings wherever you can rate us. That would be incredibly grateful. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like our posts on there. Shout out to our sponsors, T7 Clothing. Dylan's representing, I see.
Yeah.
In a nice, tidy looking jumper there. Also to the Apple Tree Pub in Carlisle. And
Book your table now.
book your table for the 17th of May. Summer vibes.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the FM Retro group as well, Ryan and his team. Another episode of Football Manager, well, another series of Football Manager Chronicles should hopefully be coming your way soon. Until the next episode, guys.
Yeah.
Arrivederci.
Adios.
Sayonara.
How's the bacon, did you say?
Batistuta! Oh, what a fantastic hit!
Roy Keane on Haaland.
Here's Sancho.
Aguero.